Internet! Today I wanted to talk about adulthood and growing up. Recently I had someone tell me that they wished I was more bright and hopeful, like when we had first met. And that really got me thinking about change and how people grow. And I thought about who I was when I moved here 2 years ago. I had done 2 years at community college. I had never held a job other than babysitting, though it wasn't for a lack of trying. I had never not lived with my parents, and I was reliant on them for pretty much everything. And when I got here, I was so excited. I was ready to go and be away from my parents for the first time. I was doe-eyed at a new place. I was naive, and I thought more with my heart than I did with my brain. And I had to think about what happened to make me not be that naive, trusting person that I had been known to be once. It made me realize that life is tough. As children, we fantasize about being an adult because then we can do whatever it is that we want to do, and we romanticize it because that's how TV and film treats adulthood. They romanticize it because when you get old, you can have boyfriends and you can do this and you can drive, and driving is so much fun, but it's really not. That realization made me realize I am an accumulation of all the different versions of me. It's almost like my body and my personality is a Hunger Games arena. Every time something new and major happens in my life, this new me and this old me battles it out, and then one of them wins. I, right now, at 22 years old, am an accumulation of various past me's. I am the strongest part of every past me, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. That's kind of a lot to take in when you finally make that realization on your own. Because I had heard theories like this all the time, but it never really kicked in until now. I also had to come to terms with that. My naive, over-trusting, bright-eyed, optimistic self is in here somewhere. But I don't think I can go back to that knowing what I know now. Now I tend to be a pessimist. Honestly, I think being a pessimist makes me work harder. I don't trust as much as I used to. I think more logically than I do with my heart now. But I personally have been through so much emotionally, mentally, and physically that this new me compared to who I was 2 years ago is strong. I am strong, and I am determined, and I am stubborn as all get out, but I know that I am who I need to be right now in order to find my next self, if that makes any sense. I always wanted to be Peter Pan. I never wanted to grow up, but growing up just kind of happens. And when growing up happens, we need to figure out how to weave in and out. I'm still a child. I eat like a child. I watch movies like a child. I throw fits like a child sometimes. But when push comes to shove, I am an adult who can take care of myself, and I owe all of that to my parents, really. Parents make being an adult look really easy. At least my parents did. They always seemed to have the right answers and their heads on their shoulders. They never let life get to them. And it's by my parents' example that I know I will be okay. Because life is scary, and not knowing is scary, but I have my parents to fall back on. And as much as a child, I hate to admit that my parents are right and that they know about things that I'm going through because, gosh, you were a child like forever ago. Talk about dinosaurs. But I mean, they know. They've been here and they've done this. My parents are being very supportive of me. They're really trying to help me not make huge mistakes in my life while also still letting me make the mistakes that I need to grow. Adulthood is hard and it's scary, and sometimes you just want to crawl into bed and curl up in a ball underneath a blanket with a gallon of ice cream and just not worry about anything, but you'll get through it. I'll get through it. I don't know if this video really had a point, but it was something I kind of really wanted to talk about and share. I don't know if it'll help anyone else out there in the world of the internet, but yeah. So if you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you next week.